Hello and welcome back to A Podcast for Nerds, the only show on the entire web where two dudes that met as kids discuss our journey with all things nerdy as well as life in our early 30s. I'm Cody.
I'm Dakota.
And this week we're talking about, we're going to start with some ketchup. So do you
Really,
prefer,
I like honey mustard.
You prefer honey mustard
Yeah,
over
with my chicken, you probably like ketchup with the chicken.
barbecue sauce? Is
Barbecue
normally
sauce.
more
I didn't know you
go
like
at.
barbecue.
Really?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah.
I mean, my favorite sauce at Beato's was hot barbecue forever.
I guess it makes sense. But hot, I'm thinking just regular, like Sweet Baby Ray's.
Oh, I love Sweet Baby Ray's, but I normally go more on ribs with Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yeah, that's good.
But on chicken, it's great too.
Oh, yeah,
For sure.
I prefer if I'm gonna have chicken, I prefer maybe I like honey barbecue. That's what I get at
Oh, right.
at B-Dubs.
It's not bad. Is that
It's smoky sweet.
the really sweet one is sweet barbecue, right?
Yeah, I don't really care for that one. It's okay. I mean, it's good, but I mean, I like,
All the barbecue ones are good, in my opinion.
I like the smoky sweet of the honey barbecue. Dip it in some ranch.
It's good. I do love the honey barbecue. We have it in my fridge. They sell it separate.
Oh yeah, I've gotten it. I've made my own before at home.
I mean, I normally get that now, like at home, and then I'll try to add like cayenne or something to make it spicy because they
You gotta
discontinued
have your food spicy.
I don't have to, but I was so into the hot barbecue, and then they discontinued
Oh,
it.
I see what you're saying.
So I'm chasing that high of the hot barbecue.
Never gonna catch the dragon, dude.
I've heard what people do at B-Dubs is they'll order honey barbecue with hot, just straight up hot, and ask them to mix it, but it's not. They say it's similar, but it's not exactly perfect. I haven't tried it because I'm scared.
Fair enough.
But have you tried
I've tried every flavor.
Oh God. Yeah, I know. We did it together. Well, they have new flavors now, though.
I haven't tried the new ones since in what 9 years.
It was a long time ago.
8 or 9 years ago.
I watched that not too long ago.
Does it hold up?
No. I watched it because it was right after I got home from
Dare you
Philippines.
to tag Katie in that on Twitter.
Yeah, she's definitely in it.
At Stella Chung.
She was
Remember where you
eating-
came from.
She was eating the vegetarian chicken nuggets then. I don't know if she's vegetarian still or not, but
She lives in San Diego, or she lives in California. I guarantee you. She's
I don't know. With all the working out, she's like really power lifter now.
Yeah,
I mean, she could get her protein somewhere else, but I don't
protein
know.
powders.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I watched that video because I came back from Philippines and I knew my flavor was discontinued, and I'm like, okay, let's see what else I had a strong reaction to. So that's how I chose my new flavor, which is spicy garlic.
Oh, that's what Ariel gets.
So you get spicy garlic or garlic parmesan? Because at the I mean, I don't know, just at your birthday party, it was like the parmesan garlic.
Parmesan garlic, that's what she gets. Yep.
But that's great as well. Don't get me wrong. I have a bottle of that in the
you
fridge
just like
too.
the spice.
I do love the spice. But I was gonna ask if you tried, what is it? Now I'm angry. I can't remember what it's called. It's a really famous chicken fast food place that opened recently.
Oh, Popeyes?
No.
Oh, wait, that recently. He
It
said
opened recently near Hamilton Town Center. It's, God dang it. It's good. Let me see. Famous chicken fast food restaurants.
Chick-fil-A.
It is not Chick-fil-A. It's not Burger King. Why is Burger King on here?
Burger King's not even in Hamilton Town Center.
I didn't look up by Hamilton Town Center. I probably should. KFC is all over this. Not Churches. Well, I'm frustrated. I can't find
you
it.
sure it's in Hamilton?
I'm sure. Okay, we're going to the map. Okay, Hamilton Town Center,
Is this what you came to see?
Noblesville.
Cody relentlessly looking up chicken restaurants.
Guys, this is important. All right, chicken's important. There's Culver's. Oh, I do love Culver's.
It
Oh,
is
it's over
pretty
here.
good.
It's over
You
here.
got that
Okay, okay.
Butterburger?
It's right back here. It is.
Drum roll. I
I
can't do
can't
it.
find it.
Oh, all that build up. Now we can't even recommend you a good chicken place.
Hold on. Okay. Chicken fast food, Noblesville. Noblesville is
Hamilton, yeah.
right. Okay, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Not Chick-fil-A. Raising Cane's.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Really?
No.
No, it's really famous in other places, but they finally opened one here in Indiana. It's the first one.
Okay.
You should try it. It's really close to
Raising
Hamilton Town.
Cane.
Yeah, Raising Cane's.
I don't live too far from there.
They're just you're probably very close to Raising Cane's actually. It's literally just meant to be a chicken finger place. They have fries and like a specific sauce. You might like the sauce, but they're like it's not a place where like we have a lot of items on the menu. It's like we make good chicken fingers and that's it.
That's what I'm here for.
And it's like I don't know if you like
Love me a good chicken tendy.
it's like homemade, like home style breading. Like made at home, that type. Like that you would see on like a chicken leg. It's that kind of breading.
That's the good stuff.
It's good, bro.
That's the good.
I honestly do recommend. Anyway,
Enough chicken talk.
I could talk about food all day.
We
bro.
have.
Yeah,
spent,
we have.
episodes
Yeah.
talking about food.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, let's do a little catch up. So,
We're back to food again.
yeah.
No, just kidding.
I briefly mentioned it on the last episode 2 weeks ago. I did, from the time we recorded this, on July 4th, I saw the new Indiana Jones.
That was a while ago, man.
Yeah.
It's July 23rd when we filmed this.
Yeah, so it's on July. I did see that.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
It's
I
good?
Yes, but with a caveat.
Of what?
It's long, but it feels rushed.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's good. I liked it. If you like Indiana Jones and you go in there, if you're going in there expecting a big emotional send off for Indiana Jones, you'll kind of get it, but it's not like what you think. You'll kind of get it, but for the most part, it's literally just another Indiana Jones movie.
Were there aliens?
No, not this time.
Dang. All right.
But there is another thing he does that I'm like, why not? Why
Really?
not? He's done everything else. Why not this? Do you want me to tell you what it is?
No, and besides, viewers might want to see it.
Okay,
It's still
well,
not that old.
It's literally, he's dealt with gods. He's dealt with slight monsters. Nothing too big, but, slight monsters.
Native tribes.
Yes, native tribes trying to kill him. He's dealt with aliens. The thing he does in this movie, you're like, why not?
It's dinosaurs.
No, that'd be cool.
Next time.
Maybe. But no, you're like, why not? Of course, why not have Indiana Jones do this?
Did you see Mission Impossible?
Not yet. Me and my wife are trying to catch up on those. We're on 3 right now.
Yeah, I really want to see it. I saw the last one when it came out, but that was so long
Have you seen
ago
any
now.
of the others?
Yeah, I've seen.
What?
I don't actually think I've seen the first or second, but I know I've seen 4 or 5. How many are there?
This would be 7 or 8 now.
Yeah, I've seen at least since 5. I remember watching 5 and all
was
the others.
Ghost Protocol.
Yeah, I definitely saw 5. I may have seen before that. Anyway, I know the story well enough, but I forget because it's been so long now. But
Something fun about those movies. Tom Cruise said he'd do those movies until he was 80. So that means we're in it for the long haul.
well, he's 61, so we're getting there.
We got another at least 5 movies to come
Bro,
out.
he looks good for 61.
So, story about Tom Cruise.
Mm.
When me and my wife went to Florida to visit her family.
You met Tom Cruise?
Yes. No.
Seriously? Oh, God.
No.
I was like, what? You've never told me this?
Insane, right? I wouldn't even bring up his religion. Won't bring it up here either.
You already did.
I know. It sucks. Anyway, but he so my mother-in-law was like really gung-ho. I'd never seen the original Top Gun. That's why I didn't see the new one, because I wanted to watch the original first.
I heard Maverick is great.
It's so good.
I haven't seen it.
It's so good. Watch the first Top Gun.
What makes you think I haven't seen it?
You haven't seen Top Gun.
Dang, you know me too well. I rode the Top Gun ride at, where's that at?
It's
Kings
still there.
Island?
Yeah, it's still there. It's not called Top Gun. I think it's called Maverick now.
Sick.
I think I could be wrong. I think it's just called Maverick now.
Pretty sick.
Which I'm like, all right.
All right.
But so we watched the first Top Gun, and I was like, well, that was fun. I mean, is what it is. 80s movie about some jet pilots. Then they have a little homosexual volleyball scene, and it's fine. But it's There really is. There's a scene that, like, I don't think in the first one, I don't think it was meant to be overtly homosexual.
But it is?
It's just like these dudes on a beach playing volleyball,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. But they're like sweaty,
They
And
just
they're-
wanted to make them
well,
look hot.
but they're like hugging each other, and it's in slow
It's fan
motion.
service, man. It's fan service.
It's a little homosexual. Nothing wrong with it. It's just it's there.
All right.
It's there, and it's fine. It's fine. It's just there, and it's enjoyable.
Did they remake something similar to that in Maverick?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah, that football scene on the beach.
All right.
It's not as overtly homosexual, but it's there.
Well, that's
They
too
have a
bad.
football scene.
Mm.
But Maverick, we watched Maverick like a night or two later. That movie's awesome. That's all I'll say about it.
I
'cause
have to
don't-
watch the first one to watch Maverick? Or to
I mean, if
enjoy
you
it
really-
properly?
Yeah, because
All
then you
right.
want to understand. Talk to me, Goose.
But Maverick came out, or I mean, the first one came out in like the 80s.
Get over it.
80s is before I was born, dude.
Get over it.
I've never seen any movie.
This is
from-
it, and this is you.
I've never seen any movie from before I was born.
That's right, you haven't.
I've never seen Star
What's that?
Wars. I've never seen Indiana Jones.
Never seen Back to the Future, E.T.
No, never saw those movies.
You never saw Back to the Future?
No, I
No,
didn't.
you never saw E.T.?
Of course I
was
did.
about to
I'm
say.
just playing. Yeah, of course. I've seen Top Gun, bro.
No, you have not.
I saw the ride. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, it's real fast.
Yeah, it went fast.
Actually, there's parts in Top Gun in the original where because in the new one, when you see the jet perspective, they're actually in the jet. They're actually flying the jets
Oh.
around. Yeah, it's dope.
He's a pilot. Is he really? He's really a pilot, right?
Yeah. We watched. She showed us a video where he and I don't. Who's the British night host that nobody likes anymore? The bigger guy.
Oh,
I forgot
I
his
know.
name.
Does it start with a C?
Yeah, Craig. No,
Nope,
that's who he
it's
plays.
not
in Doc-
Craig.
he plays Craig in Doctor Who.
It's who cares?
Yeah, the British guy. And
You all know who we're talking about.
he's
The
a
one who
jerk.
goes in the car and he does the singing.
carpool karaoke.
Yeah.
and he's a jerk in real life. Anyway, he met up with Tom Cruise and flew a jet with him.
Did they sing?
No.
Oh.
That would have been fun.
Mm.
But my mother-in-law had us watch that video to show us that Tom Cruise actually can fly all kinds of planes.
That's cool. When
Tom
you get
Cruise-
rich and then you get old, you've probably had a lot of life experiences. Like when we were talking about James Cameron before.
Oh yeah.
He's rich and he's had a long time to do what he wants to do. It's pretty cool.
Back to the original point, because you said Tom Cruise looking good now.
Oh, right.
Tom Cruise looks better now than he did in the original Top Gun.
I don't doubt that.
And dude, my wife was watching it, and we were both sitting there like, "Ew, he's ugly." No, that's
Maybe
just being
beauty
mean.
standards have just changed.
No, he's handsome now. Because my wife was
Well,
even
that's
like,
what I mean.
was even like, he looks handsome.
We weren't
now."
alive in the 80s. Maybe he was a heartthrob.
He still has that tooth thing where his
Oh, right.
where his teeth are like
I forgot about
off-center.
that.
It's not a bad thing, but once you notice it, you can't unnotice it.
You think he's natty?
His teeth?
No, his physique. Do you think he's natural or on steroids?
Well, I think his physique is natural.
But he's on steroids.
I don't know. I doubt it.
He looks big, bro.
I mean, he works out. He does all his own stunts. You don't have to be on steroids just to be big.
But a lot of the dudes who look like that in movies are on steroids.
I
Like
haven't
it's
seen
not.
the new one. Is he super jacked in the new one?
Well, I saw the trailer recently. It looked pretty jacked to me. Let's see.
Is he Hugh jacked man?
How do you spell Tom? Just
T-O-M.
playing. On steroids. Steroids. How do you spell steroids?
S-T-E-R.
I got it. Natty or juicy? It says Tom Cruise definitely isn't natty.
But where do people know?
But he isn't lying that he does regular exercise to help keep looking at. I mean, he just looks, bro.
Maybe to get the tone, the bigness.
Yeah, that's
He
what I
probably
mean.
works
It's the
out.
side. Well, you still have to work out with steroids. You can't just take steroids and get big. You still have to work out. You just grow faster
Oh,
and bigger.
okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying he doesn't work out.
Well, I guess he just
But-
wanted to ruin his pee-pee.
Yeah, it says he's of course on steroids. Everything says he's definitely on steroids. It's common though. I think you'd be shocked if you found out how many actors are on steroids.
That's unfortunate.
It's very common.
It's very unfortunate.
Like
A lot of
literally
actors ruining their pee-pee.
pretty much literally everyone in Marvel is on steroids.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but
Well, that's because of the stupid male body standards that those movies have.
I know.
Movies have
Yeah,
body standards in general that Marvel has is
But-
really stupid.
I mean, like with Thor though, he does need to look like a god,
With Thor, I get it,
and he is
on.
on steroids. There's no doubt about that.
But that's only because, for at least at the time, I don't know about originally, but at
Mhm.
least at the time, at one point he literally had to go from being like half the size of Thor and then go back to being
Oh yeah,
Thor,
for sure,
which can really mess up your heart,
for sure.
on top of doing steroids. Also, it messes up your pee-pee.
Yeah. Look, I'm not judging people who do steroids. Things have come a long way, and people, they make that decision themselves, as long as they're not like in a competitive sport or whatever. But yeah, I think we need to be like, as someone who works out a lot, I go to the gym often, and I'm not super workout guy, but kind of into that world. I really think we need to be like open and honest about people, especially with male body standards. These dudes are on steroids. Like, this
That's
is
a
not a
shame.
realistic thing that you can't look like Thor unless you do steroids. I'm telling you. You can look great, but he's
I mean, you probably could have just take a lot longer than what they want you to want to give you.
maybe, I'm not sure. It would take a lot. Yeah, and you'd have to be like physically gifted as well for the muscles to grow the right way.
Mhm.
And I don't know how tall he is. The taller you are, the
think he's-
harder it will be.
I think he's 6'2".
Yeah, the taller you are, because the muscles are more stretched out. So
One thing I know is Hugh Jackman's not doing steroids.
I
He probably is.
I don't know. He looks like he is,
He-
but I don't know.
but he
He's
doesn't-
short though.
He's 6'1", I think.
I thought he was short.
No,
Oh,
he's
you're right. I'm
tall.
thinking of Wolverine is short.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Wolverine's supposed to
thinking.
be short.
Yeah,
Hugh
yeah,
Jackman, but the thing about Hugh Jackman is, at least not in the only X-Men movie where he's truly like toned and is the Wolverine. That's
You know-
the only time. Every other one, he's not toned
You're actually right. Yeah,
He-
he actually looks rather normal.
because Hugh Jackman's a good dude. Not saying none of the other guys are bad. That probably sounds bad. I didn't mean it like that.
Right.
But Hugh Jackman at the time, especially because I think back then, I think there was much more of a stigma against steroids.
Oh, I think definitely. I think it's way more common now than ever.
But yeah, especially if you look at Hugh Jackman in like the first 3 X-Men movies, they always have him shirtless.
I remember being young and thinking he's not that jacked. I mean, he was
He's
jacked.
big.
He's big, but
Especially
he's
in
not.
the first one. The first one, you can tell that's natural.
Yeah, he didn't always have like six pack though. I would
Mm-mm.
see him be like,
In
"Oh, that's
fact-
just kind of a normal stomach."
In fact, even in X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he's at some of his big, he still doesn't have much of a 6-pack.
Yeah,
He's got a big barrel chest, which is what I'd like to have.
right. What about in Real Steel? I don't actually remember what he looked like in Real
I mean,
Steel.
Hugh stays consistently like buff. Is the
Yeah,
thing.
he looks good.
Like in when he did Les Miserables, you'll notice he's in like layers and layers and layers and layers of clothes
Mm,
because he was still huge.
right, for sure. I was gonna say something else, but I forget.
Well, maybe we should stop talking about jacked men.
Welcome to the Jacked Men podcast.
The Hugh Jackman podcast.
So, is there anything else you did? I can tell you my one
Yeah.
catch. I only have. Oh, I guess I had. Okay. I wasn't gonna mention this, but I bought a laptop.
Oh,
Kind of exciting. It's sitting over there, just chilling.
Hey, buddy.
So because of that, I'm able to stream now
Oh, okay.
because I'm doing a 2 PC stream setup. So we could, if you ever wanted to stream sometime, play something, we could always do something.
I'm down.
My only thing is like I'm trying to stay away from Nintendo stuff because
I get it.
I just don't trust them. Like
No.
they let people post Breath of the Wild stuff for so long, and then as soon as Tears of the Kingdom was about to come out, they went back to a bunch of that Breath of the Wild stuff and just struck people's channels down. Like I can't have the channels be destroyed years from now because Nintendo suddenly decides we want to go start striking people again.
Yeah, that's.
It's
don't
so
blame you.
unfortunate.
And they're still like one of the. I think they're the only video game company that's like that.
I don't know anyone else who does it.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sony, every other company, they're like, no, that just is promotion for our games.
Yeah. And it blows because that's what I want to play. Like if we were going to stream something together,
God, imagine
Nintendo.
streaming Tears of the Kingdom or something. That'd be so fun.
they just also have a lot of good multiplayer games.
They do.
There's a lot of good options for that.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, so I'm streaming again. If you guys haven't seen, check out on Convention Reviews. Maybe I'll get Dakota on there sometime and we can play something, but I don't know what it would be. but who
Figure it
knows?
out.
Yeah, could be fun. I still want to do if you ever get a PC put together,
We're working on it. Nate's actually looking at it right now.
yeah, if that ever happens, I still really want to do seamless co-op Elden Ring run. Try to
that-
get you into it. We go together.
That'll probably be what I do.
That would be sick. Because we can both just do that at home.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I'll have you calling in and like recording your voice, and yeah, that would be pretty sick. But what's going on with that PC?
Nate's working on it right now. We still just need to get a graphics card.
I heard he tried to put one in, but it wasn't working.
It didn't. He's not sure exactly what the issue is, so we had him take it back to his place, and
He told me he might bring it over here sometime for me to look at it, but he's been working a lot, getting ready for Japan.
mm-hmm.
We used to cycle together once a week, and now he's canceled for the last 2 weeks. Of course, the last time we went, I might have pushed him a little too
told
hard.
me.
Yeah, so maybe that's why he's canceling.
He's like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
But we are cycling in Japan, so he doesn't. He said he's been preparing
He's
on
lost
his
weight
own.
too.
Yeah, he has.
I've even noticed it.
Oh, me too. Last time I saw him, I was like, when he first got out of the car. Not last time before. I was like, Nate,
Mm-hmm.
you lost weight, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's impressive.
yeah, because I think he told me. I think at Yoma he said he was at his biggest,
I believe that.
or not Yoma. It was
Asen?
Asen.
Really?
I think he was. No, it was Yoma.
I think he was already losing a little bit by Asen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be Yoma.
Yoma, and and I can tell since Yoma, he's definitely lost weight.
Definitely. Nate, I know you listen to this, so
You're looking good, bro. Keep it up.
yeah, good
I love
job,
you.
bro. Just wait till after Japan. I really feel like he's gonna lose weight in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Japan's a lot of walking.
Mhm.
Food's healthier in general, so
Yeah.
maybe but a lot of walking. Though I know he walks a lot for his job anyway, right?
Yeah.
But and we'll be cycling for 2 days in Japan. Yeah, it's gonna be something for sure.
Now, are you like gonna be hoofing it cycling,
No.
or are you just gonna?
No, it's much more casual.
But you're training now, so it doesn't get tiring.
Well, we're training to be more ready for it,
Mhm.
and I'm more training for Korea. Korea's
Yeah.
gonna be harder for me, but Japan,
Because you're doing 2 weeks in Korea, right?
I have a month in Korea
Well, I mean, like 2-week bike ride.
of cycling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, I'm gonna be cycling for 3 weeks actually, but I'm not gonna cycle every day.
Okay.
So yeah, parts of that are gonna be where I stop in a town and explore around, and then actually cycling. Yeah, I need to be ready to. I don't know, like try hard.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I'm gonna have my bags on the bike. In Japan, we can send our bags forward, so they can go forward to our next hotel, and then we don't have to carry that much cycling. The only issue is the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we can't practice well here because there's not a lot of hills here.
Nope. You're gonna have to go down south or up north a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I found a place with a little hill, and that's what we did the other day. But yeah, in Japan though, we could just stop and walk the hills. The worst hills are like going up to bridges.
Oh,
There's like
yeah.
these big hills that go up to bridges to cross islands.
Okay.
So we can walk those for sure, but it's pretty casual
Okay.
because it's a trail that a lot of people do in one day, and we're splitting it in 2. But there was something else. So the other thing that I'm doing recently is playing Nier again.
Okay.
You know Nier?
Yeah, I'll play that game eventually.
You think so?
Eventually.
It's not Automata. I'm playing Replicant,
that the
which
new one?
it was the first one that came out back in the day. It had like the older dude on the cover. They call him Big Daddy Nier.
Okay.
But they changed his character. I mean, in the original Japanese version, there were 2 versions of the game. There was Big Daddy Nier version on Xbox, I think. And then on everything else was young anime character Nier. He was the brother of the girl, of the Kairi of the game. It is Nier, the original Nier is literally Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
You've got Kairi, you've got Ansem, you've got Goofy and Donald, you've got Heartless. I'm telling you, it's Kingdom Hearts without the Disney.
Okay.
Um,
It's turn based, isn't it?
no,
Oh,
it
really?
is Kingdom Hearts style gameplay.
I
It's
always thought- I always
action,
thought it was
magic.
turn-based.
No, it's 100% Kingdom Hearts style gameplay. You should play it sometime.
All right.
The only thing you might not like, you read a lot now, but even I was a little like,
Was it one of those games where it's like you sit there for like 10 minutes?
No. It's very Kingdom Hearts like, other than one section. There's a section called the Forest of Myth, and people there are trapped in dreams and you have to go in their dreams and rescue them. I think this is very cool, but some people don't like it, and I understand why you wouldn't like it. The dream worlds are all text based. So it's like reading a novel, not a novel, like a chapter of a novel for each dream. And you have to read it or Google the answers because they ask questions throughout. And if you get it wrong,
Likely
you restart.
What I will do.
Yeah.
That's likely what I will do.
And I understand hating it and skipping through it. I get it. It's fine. But as someone who did read it all, I actually see what they were going for. It was really cool because you get sucked into this. It's like black with white text and it's like dark. In a way, because you're having to imagine it all, it does kind of make it feel like a dream. Like I see what they were going for, and then when it comes back, it slowly like fades back in. It does feel kind of like waking up from a dream. They managed to make it have that feel, but I think the reason it annoyed me is because you don't do it once. I think you do it 5 or 6 times, and 2 of the times are very important. The times in the Forest of Myth, you can skip it, but there's 2 times that you do it that are literally the backstory of 2 of the characters, and you want to know it if you want to really feel the story. So that's annoying, but other than that, great game.
I haven't been playing a whole lot lately. Actually, no, take that back. I have. I did finally finish through the main storyline of Pokemon Scarlet.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. I stopped for a long time because we had drift issues.
Did you get it fixed?
No, not yet. I just still got to send them in. But
Bro.
then I finally picked it back up. I took a break from...
Sorry, I tried to interrupt you just for super quick. I sent in my left Joy-Con.
Uh-huh.
They fixed it.
Uh-huh.
2 weeks later, my right Joy-Con got drift.
That's annoying.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, yeah, but we have controllers that don't have drift anymore. So, I decided I'll go back and finish Pokemon. I get it. The game looks like garbage. Man, it was fun.
So you recommend it? You recommend I go back?
Yeah, I think
Because I've been thinking about it.
I absolutely think it's worth going and finishing. I'm on the post game.
Okay.
Now, the post game I haven't started it yet. But the post game, from what I can tell, it's just going to be going back and fighting all the gyms and stuff again.
Sounds like a weak post game. Sounds like they want you to buy the DLC for the post game. What about, did you finish Sword or Shield?
Yeah, I like that one.
So Sword and Shield versus Scarlet and Violet. Which one do you like more?
I'd say Scarlet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I guess I got to go back. I never wanted to like drop it completely. I had a lot of fun with it. I was just waiting for that patch, which is, I guess, never coming.
My thing with Sword and Shield, I love it. I think the story's great. The Pokemon are phenomenal.
I
in Sword
agree.
and Shield. But to me, Sword and Shield, as fun as it is, it feels like baby's first Pokemon. To me.
Scarlet and Violet don't. I remember the beginning of Scarlet and Violet. It was so handholdy. I was literally falling asleep.
Dude, it starts getting challenging.
Really?
Yeah, like there was a time where like, maybe it's because of the way I played, because I decided to do a full dragon team.
Oh, maybe.
But
Did you have that little apple dragon guy?
I did for a while. See, I made the mistake. I evolved him into Flapple because I thought he looked cooler. But I found out the other one, I can't think of what his name is actually a lot stronger.
Oh, I think I had Flapple and Sword and Shield.
Yeah, so I messed up on that one. But my dragon team, my final team ended up being the only dragon I didn't have was my starter, because I always keep my starter. So I had Skeledirge,
which is
the fire.
Oh, okay.
Crocodile, which I thought, he's fire crocodile, and crocodiles are the original myth for dragon. So
yeah, he's a dragon.
So I'll say he's a dragon.
Whatever.
And he looks cool. So then I ended up getting finally a Dragonite.
Sick.
Actually, what was funny is I caught like a level 51 Dratini. And then you evolve, and then it levels up once and immediately goes to Dragonair.
Yeah.
And then at 52. But then Dragonite evolves at 55. So I was like, I get all of them. I was like, I get all of them.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah. So, and then I had Haxorus,
Don't remember who that is.
He's like the kind of big yellow one with the
Oh, okay.
red sickles on his face.
Yeah.
Haxorus.
Strong.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I think Cynthia has him.
I had
Maybe.
Garchomp.
Oh, Cynthia has Garchomp. That's for
Garchomp
sure.
ended up being one of my weaker ones, which I thought was really weird.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Yeah.
After what that thing did to me in the champion battle with Cynthia, I would
Mhm.
think it'd be very strong.
Yeah, my Garchomp was just weak. I caught him at Gibble though. I didn't catch him at
Nice.
Gabite. I caught him at Gibble. Well, I found because you know in that game you'll come across packs and there will be like
Yeah.
little mini ones, and then there's like the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was like, ooh, a Gibble or a Gabite, a Gibble. Screw the Gabite.
Yeah. For sure. You should have caught both.
I did. I eventually
okay.
went and caught a Gibble just to say I had it, but or a Gabite. So I had Skeledirge, Dragonite, Haxorus, Garchomp. Who was the other two? I had the one that has 3 heads. Can't think of its name right now. Hyd.
Oh,
Hydreigon.
okay, yeah.
I had him, and who was my last one? Oh, and Baxcalibur, the new ice dragon.
Oh, I don't know.
That's more or less the one you'll see in Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Sounds cool.
He's got a great big ice like Godzilla spike coming out of his back.
Who was your main? Nobody. You switch them out.
I switched him out just depending on what I needed to. See, I really wanted Baxcalibur because it's Dragon Ice,
Mm-hmm.
and that's OP as.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I was like, gotta get Hugh because dragons are weak against like a handful of things. Ice is one of them.
Yeah, the ice is the big one.
Ice
and
and
fairy
are the two
nowadays,
big
yeah.
ones. But I'm like, you get an ice dragon. I mean, that you might as well have just made like
So the only thing you're weak against is fairy.
pretty much.
Or wait,
You're
ice.
still weak
so probably
against ice.
fire.
Still,
Ice is weak against fire, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but you still, since you're dragon type, you're still weak against ice. So
Oh.
there's like a catch.
But not
22.
as much?
I don't know.
Or-
I kicked ass with him.
Okay. Sounds cool.
He was great. So that was my team. I was very close to having a Noivern on there.
I don't know what that is.
Noivern is the one that's like a bat. You know, Noibat?
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't stick with that one because he was just strictly dragon, I'm pretty sure. He might be
Mm.
dragon dark, and I already had dark team members on
Oh.
there, and I was like, eh. Looking back, I probably would replace Garchomp. I know that's very controversial, but
Alright.
just my Garchomp in particular is not very strong.
Right.
And you either find TMs or you can make TMs.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
But
that.
the way to make TMs is you have to like find Pokemon
Right.
stuff. But you have to like catch every Pokemon to get
Mhm.
all that. And I'm not about that.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm not about doing all that. And I'd rather just go and buy the TMs or find the TMs
Yeah.
like normal. And you can, but I'm not about having to find like, it was, some of the things are a little tedious. And I think also the thing I liked about it is the amount of gyms and things to do that there are. Like you got your 8 gyms. Then you got your 6 ingredient things, which
Mhm.
each thing you get makes your Koraidon or Miraidon, depending on who you get, stronger. And then you have the base battles.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with this. I got far enough to experience a little bit of all of that, and I also thought that was awesome. So much content instead of we're just going to gyms, just hit each gym. But
So, and you can do it in any order you want. You can
Yeah.
literally. The one thing I don't like is the map is a little confusing. So, like, you'll zoom out all the way, but it won't show your position.
really,
Yeah, where you are on the map.
come on.
Yeah, it's really annoying. So then you zoom back in, and then you're just wherever, and you think, okay, well, I'll move the cursor over to where I want to look at and zoom in. But then when you zoom back in, it goes right back to where you were on the map, and the map is also flipped all around, and not like because you can turn the map.
Oh,
You know, like in Zelda when you can look at the map and just kind of go all around it.
right.
In this one, you turn the map and look all around it. It's a little annoying because you get lost.
Yeah, Zelda's got the perfect
Oh,
map,
it's great.
but
So, I did beat the main story, and I probably will end up getting the DLC eventually, but we'll see. I didn't get the DLC for Sword and Shield, so
me neither. How's the world? Like, how does it feel? Like, I only did a little bit of stuff, so I didn't see a lot of variation in the world. Like,
I mean, I think it looks great. I mean, I
Like-
think it feels great.
yeah, I'm not talking about graphics and art and stuff,
I think
but
it's
like
fun to explore around. There's all kinds of caves.
Is there a
you
lot of
can go.
variety?
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh,
desert
really?
area, one or two ice areas. There's tropical beach areas. I mean,
Forest.
yeah, there's this one like spire area near the beach where you have to go over a big spire bridge. That's really cool.
That sounds cool. I should jump back in.
It's worth it. It really is worth it. Now, I'll admit the story didn't really do it for me. There's a twist. Do you have Scarlet or Violet?
Scarlet.
And so there is a
Yeah.
twist. I won't tell you about it that I actually didn't see coming. Then I was like, oh, okay. It didn't make me like, whoa, but it surprised me a little bit. So.
Mm. I mean, the direction of the game I actually think is good. Generally, which is what we talked about before when it first came out. I like the direction of you're like a university student and there's all these people in the game now instead of just having your rival and your close friend. There's a lot of people and a lot of things going on and the world's big. There's a lot of things to do. I really think my only issue with the game is that it's stuck on the Switch. I wish it was on like a Switch 2 where we could, because like we've mentioned before, I didn't like that you go to towns and you can't go in the buildings anymore. There's maybe like one or two buildings you can go in now, and then all the gyms look the same inside. Like, this is the little things where I felt like exploration got cut. Like, it's an RPG. What RPG can I not go in a house? I'm always able to break into somebody's house and steal their stuff. That's integral. But I don't know. I just felt like they had to cut corners because it's on the Switch. And then you can see that when you go into the big city and it chugs.
Oh god, yeah. People like 2 feet away from you are like walking like.
Yeah. And I know I'll get over these things, and because like generally I thought it was great, and when I first started it,
Gameplay is there.
Yeah,
gameplay
absolutely.
is there.
just God, it was ugly. And I don't know. I'm excited for what they do next.
I think
but
it's absolutely a step in the right direction. Now, if we could have
I agree
got
with that.
this game with Arceus's graphics, maybe, I think we would have been golden.
I think we just couldn't because they wanted to do so much more. But
I don't know. I'm getting a little sick of your rival being your best buddy.
I know I'm tired of that too. He's always your best friend.
Now, I liked this rival so much more than the last two, than Hao and Hop.
Oh, Hal. Is that his name? In Gen 7?
It's Hao.
I hate him.
I think it's Hao in Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
And Hop in Sword and
People
Shield.
loved him. I remember when it came I was like, you guys are crazy.
He's so Hop is even worse for me. But
I like Hop.
Hop.
Kind of.
Hop annoyed that crap.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Hao absolutely is the worst. He's just so like.
I guess Hop didn't bother me because in my brain, my real rival is Leon. That's his name, right? Hop's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my brain, that's what I'm really gonna go into fight.
Yeah. But then you're like, he comes up and he's like, hey Dakota or Cody, whatever you name your guy.
Sword.
Hey Sword, you want to have a Pokemon battle? You're gonna kick my ass, but
Yeah, I know.
And he's
He's
always
no
like-
confidence in himself. Yeah.
and he's like, oh, and then he's like, oh, you beat me again. What else should I have expected? And I'm always like, well, maybe train your Pokemon better, Hao or Hop.
Yeah. Why can't we get a cool rival again?
I think what's her name in Sword and or Scarlet and Violet? I think she's cool. I actually think she's really cool. Especially, there was a couple of battles that I actually did have a tough time with
She's
her.
the student girl,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Towards the
She's
end,
cool.
Towards the end, yeah, you kind of do have a couple battles, and she's real into the rival thing too.
Yes.
she's
I
really.
like that.
She's like, I'll be your buddy, but we're competing. Like, I'm gonna beat you. I will be better than you.
Why can't the rival be a criminal again?
Right.
Someone I want to beat. Someone I think is evil.
Giovanni's son.
What?
That's who it is in the set in Gold and Silver.
Is he?
Yeah, it's Giovanni's son.
That's confirmed?
Yeah,
Really?
pretty sure.
I guess I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
one of the reasons he's doing everything he's doing is he's trying to get his dad's attention or
I
something.
loved when he broke into Professor Elm's lab. I'm like, what? This is hold on. We've got a real criminal here.
Yeah.
I know I sound like a boomer, but and then Blue as well, Gary, whatever. He was such a douche.
Yeah.
He was cool. Like, and Gen 3, I like the
I
rival.
forget who the. Oh yeah, you had a couple in that one.
No, Gen 3 is just the character you didn't pick.
Well, you had the other little guy who has Gardevoir.
Is that Gen 3?
Yeah,
Dang, you might be right.
and I don't remember who it is in 4, and I never played 5.
5 is the best rival.
Is it?
Because it's In. In is the best character in my opinion. In's the most well written character in Pokemon ever.
Really?
Except his name is In, which is a weird name. But yeah,
I don't think you get rivals in X and Y. You just have a big friend group. that
yeah,
you
just
meet up
your buddies, which I thought was fine at the time because I didn't know that was
Something
gonna be
new,
what we were gonna. Yeah, I didn't know we're all gonna just be friends from now
with.
on.
And then the next one, it's now here's How, and he's happy to see you. And here's Hop, and he's happy to see you. And then they're like, oh, here, I can't remember her name, the rival in the new game. They're like, here's her, and she's happy to see you, but she wants to fight.
Yeah, I think I don't know. For me, when I look back at Pokemon, I feel like 7 is where we went off the rails. 7 is where it starts to lose me. It becomes too handholdy. I think 6 isn't my favorite, but
Is
they
that X
still
and
did
Y?
it. Yeah, X and Y. X and Y, I think it's not my favorite, but they still managed to do a nice mix of
Mm-hmm.
the older stuff, but then going into a little more like friendly, handholdy. And you had roller skates, which was kind of different. That was cool. What do you think of your motorcycle being a Pokemon?
I would have liked. My wife really wanted Scarlet, so we got
Scarlet's
Scarlet.
the better game. Yeah.
But I like Miraidon better than Koraidon. Just 'cause-
Actually, I do too. Yeah.
like I even asked someone at work. I was like, "You happen to have a Miraidon you want to trade me?" And he goes, "Not one you can keep." And I was like, "Never mind,"
Yeah, he is cooler.
because he actually turns into a motorcycle with
Yeah.
jets.
Yeah. I just the whole maybe I'm too old for Pokemon now because the concept of my bike being my legendary Pokemon, who in other games would have been hidden in a cave in the middle of like the ocean somewhere, super hard to get to.
You just get it right off the bat.
Yeah, he's just chilling. And I give him like an apple or something, and he's like, "All right, I'm your slave now."
I mean, even in Sword and Shield, like you have, what are their names? The wolf ones.
Yeah,
They're mystically following you throughout the story, and you don't even see them until literally like the second to last battle.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
But I
they
do
build
think
them
Sword
up
and
a
Shield
lot.
it's still lacking with legendaries.
Oh yeah.
What about legendaries in the game? Like other than so you get the legendary as a bike. What about other legendaries? They're cool encounters, or because that was lacking in Sword and Shield.
Yeah, they're kind of lacking in this game too.
What has happened with legendary? Legendaries were the thing back in the day.
DLC. That's what they did with. That's what they did with Sword and Shield.
So
The
stupid. Dude.
big legendaries after that, the 2 bear Pokemon, and then that stupid looking thing with the bush on his head.
It's so dumb. That's what made people talk about Pokemon when we were kids. It's like,
You know, yeah, like Giratina and Palkia, Lugia.
yeah, well, it's the hidden legendaries. You always have your like main legendary that you're gonna encounter through the story.
Like Groudon or something.
Yeah, you're gonna encounter these legendaries, but there's something about I was just exploring the world and I just found this random cave. Whoa, it opened up. The Pokemon in here are strong. Oh, there's a freaking legendary in this cave that is not part of the story. I never needed to come in here. It's so cool. The sense of exploration is so much better. And I feel like the last one to do that right was 4, actually, Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl. As much as I love Black and White, and I think Black and White still does do legendaries well, I don't think they did it as well as Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl peaked for legendaries
Oh
for
god,
me.
yeah. Because again, you got Giratina, or Giratina, which I'm sure they'll say is what it is, but it
Arceus or Arceus, whatever.
it should be Arceus.
Yeah, he's
I
from
say-
Gen 4.
My favorite is
Darkrai from Gen 4.
I've not really been that hot on Darkrai. I mean, I like the idea of him, but I think his design. I don't know.
Shaman? Shaman's Gen 4, right? Or is he Gen 3?
Shaman is Gen. 4.
Jirachi's Gen...
I hate Shaman. But that's just because I hate Shaman in that
Wait.
movie.
Jirachi's Gen 3. Never mind. Or is he Gen 4?
Jirachi's Gen 2. No,
No,
Gen-
Celebi's Gen 2.
Jirachi's Gen 4.
Yeah.
Um,
Manaphy is Gen 4? I don't know. Whatever.
uh,
It peaked with Gen 4 is all I'm saying.
Palkia and what are their names? Palkia and
Dialga.
Dialga. Dialga is my favorite legendary after Rayquaza. Rayquaza is my favorite legendary.
I got a soft spot for Groudon. He was with me for a long time back in the day.
I got a soft spot for Suicune.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The legendary dogs.
I'm sorry. I know I'm a boomer, but legendary design was just better back then too. I'm sorry, guys.
I think they're trying too hard now. They're
Yeah.
trying to make them, because they're like, what do? We got to make them something big, so they all have to be some big ethereal plane,
Yeah.
like otherworldly, like in Sword and Shield, it was that big Eternatus.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like Eternatus.
Something
And
like that.
Eternius or Eternatus.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't need, we don't need all of them to be, Giratina and Arceus anymore. We had that. We don't need any, just make it some legendary dogs,
Yeah.
which they did with the wolves.
Yeah,
With
they
the-
were actually cool. I
were
thought they
really
weren't too
cool.
over the top.
They were exactly what a legendary should be,
Yeah.
in my opinion. They're built up, kind of a spirit. Maybe they have a little otherworldliness to them, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, they're still a Pokemon. Not this like blob of shapes and stuff that were like, we gotta defeat it.
Yeah, and then X and Y, I didn't like because they had all the other dimension Pokemon. I don't remember what they're called now, and they all look insane, which I guess is cool for that game, but I don't know, man. Legendary, they have lost me with Legendary. That's for sure. They have lost their touch with Legendaries, without a doubt.
I'll agree to that.
I think gameplay is getting better, though. I think the gameplay is great in the new Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
But
I love sending out. Thing is, you can throw out your Pokemon to run out, but it gives like a fraction of the XP. Like it.
oh, really? It's
Yeah.
not full XP?
No, dude.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Maybe I was in a world or in a section where the Pokemon were weaker and I just wasn't paying attention. But every time I sent my Pokemon out, it would give like a fraction of the XP I was supposed to get. It'd be
Can I give a hot take?
what's that?
I think this is a really hot take. I don't know if you're gonna disagree with me or not. I think the best Pokemon game on Switch is Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
I've never played it. Don't really have an interest.
Bro, you should absolutely play it. Why don't you have an interest?
Because you don't battle Pokemon to catch them. You just throw the Pokeball. That's dumb.
But you do a lot of battling in other places. It's actually a legitimately hard game. I agree with you, that's dumb. But it's not that bad. I thought I was gonna hate that game. And then I played it. The care. I guess the reason I say it's the best one, the love and care that went into it, the way everything looks and feels, the way they redid the songs and rebuilt the.
I don't like that you can't evolve your Pikachu or your Eevee.
Just catch another one. I just boxed mine. You can catch another Pikachu immediately and another Eevee. Like I just boxed it.
I personify everything, and that makes me feel bad.
Well, I'm just saying there's a way around it. You catch it very fast, and I think Viridian Forest, you can catch a Pikachu and an Eevee. I'm not sure if you can catch an Eevee there or not, but yeah, I caught a Pikachu right away. But do you want to evolve Pikachu?
Yeah, Raichu's way better.
I agree. But I don't know, for some reason I thought you'd be like attached to Pikachu.
No, screw Pikachu. He sucks.
He does kind of
Pikachu
suck.
really
He's
sucks.
weak.
I get why he's the mascot. Pikachu. It cracks me up when Ash uses Pikachu to win all these tournaments. I mean,
Yeah.
your Pikachu has to be like level 100 to be able to do any of that.
Also, if you played Eevee, you're gonna need more Eevees anyway. Like you're gonna want to keep that Eevee, an unevolved one, right? And then evolve a bunch of other ones, because you can't evolve that one Eevee into everything.
I guess.
Like,
That's true. But I like Jolteon.
right? I don't know. I really think you should play it sometime,
I
man.
might
Like,
eventually. I'm just.
because this is not okay. I'll take back the hot take thing. I actually don't think it's that hot of a take. I've heard a lot of people say that Let's Go is way better than they expected. Like,
I guess I also just don't. I just have this really bad taste in my mouth, especially with the character of Go. And I know
he's not in it.
No, well, I know the only reason that he exists the way he does is because of games like Pokemon Go and Let's Go. Because you can just throw the ball and you don't have to catch it, you don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, it annoys me that this annoying character stemmed from this.
I wouldn't relate him to the Let's Go games. I think he comes straight from Pokemon Go. But
I get that's also the reason I haven't played Arceus is because there's no battling.
What?
You don't battle Pokemon to catch them. There's no gym battles.
Yeah, you do battle Pokemon to catch them.
Oh, do you? Well, there's no gym battles then. And there's no trainer battles. And that's the big part of the fun for Pokemon for me. And
There's definitely battling in Arceus, bro. I have Arceus and I've played it.
I've heard there's no trainer battles, though.
God, it's been a while. I guess I can't remember now.
I know there's no gym battles. That's a thing.
It's a great game, though.
But I don't want to sit there and, now you got to catch this version of this Pokemon. Now you got to catch that Pokemon again, but it has to have a red dot on its forehead.
But you haven't even tried it. Like, you're judging.
It doesn't, because I get annoyed. I like new Pokemon Snap, and it's very same like that.
Right.
The new Pokemon Snap is, you got the picture of the Arcanine. Now get one at night. Okay. Now get one at dusk. Okay. Now get one at this time. Okay. Now get one of it shown at your butthole. I mean, where does it end? I don't know.
You want that picture, though.
I mean, sure, but I mean, like, why do I have to take a million different pictures of the same thing just to move on? I didn't have to do that in the original Pokemon. I get you're trying to up the ante and make it feel different, but like, to me, Pokemon isn't about a collectathon of just catching all.
That's what they want it to be.
I know. To me, it's not. It shouldn't be a collectathon like that. They're trying to have you do too much, which to me just makes it feel like they're just trying to make the game longer.
I guess I'm just wondering why you don't trust people, because like, the reviews and critical reception of Let's Go and Arceus were really good. Like, I know it's not. I mean, don't think of it as the normal Pokemon game. It's just a different thing. Like, it's like Snap. But Snap was not received as well. Like, the things you're complaining about were common complaints with Snap. Like, I don't know. I just think they're really good games. And as a Pokemon fan, I think you'd like it.
I'm sure they are, but I mean, at the same time, as a Pokemon fan, I've never played through the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games either.
Which is also a huge loss to you.
No,
that's the best story of any Pokemon game.
But I've tried it. I just haven't committed.
Oh, right.
Like, what I've played, I've enjoyed. So I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy it. I'm just saying from what I've heard about it, it doesn't sound like the kind of gameplay that would keep me... Like, it just sounds tedious. When a game becomes tedious to me, that's when I start to get bored.
I mean, I can understand your argument for Arceus, but honestly, I think you should play Let's Go at some point.
Let's Go. I probably will.
It is a Pokemon RPG. The only thing that's changed that is annoying is the way you catch, but they do make it harder than it is in Pokemon Go. There is a challenge to it. It's not like you just throw it and it catches it. There is an actual challenge to it. They at least try to make it fun. I admit that's my least favorite part of the game too. But they added other things into it. They added new characters. They added characters from the anime that have never been in the game before are in Let's Go. It's literally like a love letter to Kanto.
Because isn't it just a remake of Yellow essentially?
It's a remake of Yellow with adding other things that Pokemon fans, especially who grew up with Kanto, love. Like, they add in a bunch of stuff that's super cool that I don't want to spoil for you if you haven't played it. But
well, I'll probably play it eventually. It's just I had no interest at the time. One, I heard because, again, the catching the Pokemon thing just really threw me off. I didn't know you could still do gym battles and stuff in it, though, and actual battles.
Yeah, the game is super battle heavy. You battle all the trainers. There's more trainers. All the gym battles. It's super, super battle forward. It's just the catching.
I think that's what turned me off for a lot of things, is just because... even the anime, like... Go, oh God, I'm so glad we're not going to have Go as a character anymore. God. Like, I
stopped watching because of him.
That's why I stopped watching. I can't stand this guy.
I loved the new season. I loved where they were going with it, but I kept being like, when does this character get good? And he never did.
He literally just is annoying. I hate his design. I think his design is dumb.
He was too good at catching. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Just catch everything in one try. I don't even have to battle it down.
No, like...
He's a god of catching.
I'm the best there is. I'm going to catch Mew. No, you're not.
I wonder if he ever did.
I don't know. I don't care.
I hope not.
I am going to watch Ash and Pikachu's final episode when it gets dubbed.
Oh, I hope Mew curb stomped him.
Mew?
Yeah, and then Go died.
Let's hope.
Yeah. I was going to ask you something. Don't remember?
Happens.
You think they're going to do a Gen 5 remake?
I think eventually, yeah.
You think it's going to be what?
If they do a Gen 5 remake, it has to be as big on scale as Scarlet and Violet.
Why?
In my
They're not
opinion.
going to. But no, it changes the game. I mean, this is why they had to do Diamond and Pearl as the way they did it, because that game was designed to have a top-down map where
Well, I'm saying full on remake it, make it huge. Because if it's supposed to be as big a story and big a deal as you've told me it is, the only way you can make it, to me, as impactful as they are gonna want to make it is if they just go balls to the wall with it.
but it changes the game. Like undoubtedly the style of game is straight up different between those old DS ones and Scarlet and Violet. Like you're an open world with a free camera now. Before they could hide things behind because of the way it's set up. Like the exploration's completely different. Like I just don't know how they make it work the same.
Just because you don't know how they would do it doesn't mean they can't and wouldn't make it good.
But we're talking about Game Freak, and I don't trust Game Freak. I legitimately don't.
Well, again, back to like what we were talking about One Piece. Just there's a universe where they can make it work. There's a universe where where they've done it and they work. Doesn't mean that that's fine, because I agree with you. I think they've done some really shady things to just pump out a game before, but I think there's ways that you can make it work. But I've also never played 5, so I don't
Right.
know.
If they hired the people who remade Final Fantasy VII, I'd trust it.
Okay,
Let's get
yeah.
Square Enix in here.
I really do think, because that game is supposed to have like the biggest scope out of all of them, right? The biggest.
Of those first 5,
I think if you're gonna want to make it, I think you need to do it, maybe even in like a Kingdom Hearts style, like gameplay.
what do you mean? Like
Well,
button map? What? How that
No,
doesn't work with
like-
Pokemon?
no, like you need to make it like graphically, like the movements. It needs to feel like it needs to be. It just needs to be bigger.
I guess I
It can't just
don't-
be another like here's some chibi characters.
That's what they're gonna do.
They
There's more love. Or sorry, I think with anyone who's played them all, there's more love for 5, but 4 is more popular. And I think there's more people who were screaming for 4, but they still didn't care. They still made it chibi. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I think
But-
with the remakes, I think they do them just to keep people shut up.
Yeah.
At least now, because I feel like with Omega Ruby
Mm-hmm.
and Alpha Sapphire, those games, there was a lot of heart in there. There's a lot of work.
But
And
bad remakes. Compared to the originals,
they're so good, though.
they're great games,
Don't
but
sit there and say they're bad.
that's the public opinion.
They're
That's
so
the normal
good,
opinion
though.
is that they're not as good as they should have been.
Well, they're good, though. You enjoyed it at the time.
I never finished it.
You hardly ever finish anything, though.
That's not true. I finished every Pokemon game other than Scarlet and the remakes of Ruby and Sapphire.
I thought you didn't finish Sun and Moon.
I went back later. I didn't finish Sun and Moon at the time, but later I played Ultra.
So you still didn't finish Sun and Moon original.
It's the same freaking game. Like, it's the same goddamn game.
I don't know. I think they're good.
They're great games. I'm not trying to say they're not. I'm just saying,
Well,
like,
then say they're great games.
I said they're great games, but bad remakes. That's what I said.
No.
Because the thing with Ruby and Sapphire remakes is they aren't really remakes. Like they are said to be remakes, but where they're placed in the timeline and in the world, they are actually meant to be like a different thing, like a different story.
I don't even really look at it. It's just because honestly, Omega Ruby was the first Pokemon I ever beat. So
Nice.
I do have a lot of fondness for it.
Well, you never played the original like ones, so I understand. And I'm not saying it's bad. All right.
Right.
I'll take it all back.
And
They're great games.
I like the designs and character designs for that one.
Mhm.
Like,
I agree.
I didn't like that. Because I was excited when I heard 4 remake, Gen 4 remake. I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna get that kind of design that we got in Omega Ruby,
Oh, I completely
but
agree
on a
with you.
Switch.
Yeah.
Like, so it's I was expecting Sword and Shield, but with the Gen 4. That's what I was expecting. Not a big open like area like Sword and Shield necessarily, but like graphically.
I mean, what they did graphically with Let's Go is, I think, more what you were looking for.
Yeah, maybe
because
that too.
Let's Go is like taking that remake of that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and then leveling the art, leveling the textures and everything up. Of course, they changed the catching part, but other than that, it is the evolution of that. So I was expecting, something to look art wise like Let's Go for the Diamond and Pearl remake, but no.
But there are too many people. There's a very, very, very loud majority of people that just violently oppose anything non-chibi for like anything. I'm in a couple Pokemon groups and I see shares constantly talking about like the chibi art was way better than and the pixel art was way better than the 3D models, and some of them are true because sometimes the pixel model will have the Pokemon in like a really cool pose, but then you see them in their 3D and they're just like.
I mean, I get the argument for sure, but it's different because the 3D has to move. We have to have different angles where the pixel art is just that it doesn't move, or it moves a little bit once we get into like Gen 5.
And when I was a kid, playing as a character that looked like a little blob, essentially a little like chubby little blob. See, I didn't know what chibi or sprites or anything. I was like, it looked dumb to me when I was a kid.
Whoa.
I really
didn't realize that.
I didn't like Zelda for that reason. Didn't like Pokemon walking around for that reason.
As we talk more on the podcast, I'm realizing you're a lot harder to please than I thought. You have a lot of strong opinions on some things.
And now I would play these games. I just, I didn't enjoy,
right.
You
just didn't like that style.
So I loved, even when I got older, I loved that they stretched out the characters.
Did you play Pokemon Ranger?
No.
Because that was the first time they stretched him out. They made him tall. Yeah. Well, that's all right. Yeah, it was fun at the time. DS. He's the one. It's totally different as well. You like use the stylus and circle Pokemon to catch them. It's totally different stuff.
Anytime I hear a game where it's like the main gameplay is using the stylus, I immediately check out.
It was a great game, but as a stylist hater now, I probably wouldn't play it.
It's like the DS Zelda games. I'll never play them.
Oh, I finally did play it.
And is it actually good, or is it?
They're great.
Okay.
Yeah.
To me, I don't like the idea that you're steering Link, because when you're playing Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, any of those, you feel like you're controlling Link.
Yeah.
You feel like you are Link.
Yeah.
Whereas when you use a stylus, it feels like you're leading him places.
I totally agree.
And it's not like, to me, that doesn't feel.
This was my only complaint with Mario and Rabbids as well.
Same.
Yeah, you play as that little robot.
Yeah, like you're not playing as any of these characters. You play as this robot. I don't want to play as that robot. I want to play as these guys.
Yeah, but other than that, I love Mario and Rabbids.
I just hate Rabbids. I know the game's fun. I've never played it, but I've heard it's very fun.
Oh, you never played it?
It's
a great game.
I absolutely cannot stand Rabbids. I really don't know if I'd be able to get over that hump. I really don't know. Everybody says, "Oh, I know, I hate Rabbids too," but I'm like, I don't think you understand how much I despise Rabbids. I hate them. I hate Rabbids more than I hate Minions, more than any other like of those little kind of characters. I cannot stand Rabbids. There, I said it.
All right. I mean, I can't argue with you. I also hate them, but yeah, I'm just gonna say the same thing you just said. Like, I hate them, but the game's good.
I'm sure it's good. I'm not gonna spend my money on it.
Well, luckily, it's not owned by Nintendo. It's owned by Ubisoft.
Oh, that's fine.
So it does go on. It probably eventually you could buy it for like $5 someday.
I'm sure.
And then when that day comes, you should play it.
I'm sure I will.
But I haven't played the new one though. But I heard it's great.
I've heard it's good. I mean,
we should really wrap it up. We're over an hour. I gotta go to the gym. Me and Chris go. Well, Chris gets home at 11. He might be here already.
All right.
And then we go to the gym. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. My recommendation for this week. I haven't had a lot of things to recommend. I'm gonna recommend, if you are into. Actually, this could be something you might like. Maybe. I don't know how into this you are, but if you're into fairy tales, like Grimm's fairy tales, like, I highly recommend reading Stephen King's new book. I think it came out last year. It's called Fairy Tale.
okay.
I'm in the middle of it right now, and it's a Stephen King style love letter to all these like classic fairy tales in a really concise, cool way.
I've never read Stephen King. I've watched, but I have a feeling it would probably be very wordy.
No, it's not that bad. Stephen King likes to write in a way that, like he said it before. I watched interviews with him.
I see it, and I said the book.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But most of his books aren't that big, and Fairy Tale's not that big. It's a normal size book. It's like the size of, you see Divergent over there? You might not be able to see past Pikachu.
Okay, yeah.
It's maybe a little smaller than that, actually. It's not even that big.
Look at Rito.
Yeah, he's cute. But it's it's a good book. He writes very with colloquial English. Like he doesn't try to use, like when I read Game of Thrones, it was like, bro, why you got to write everything like this? I still enjoyed it, but he doesn't write like that. It'd be fine. But if you like Stephen King or you like fairy tales, super recommend. I don't want to tell you anything more other than if you like fairy tales. It does take like 20% of the book to get to where the fairy tale stuff comes in, but there's slow build up stuff before that.
Oh, there's the Stephen King trope.
No, I mean, yeah, he's got to build up the character. The way he did it was nice. I was a little annoyed at first, but then when we actually get to it, I was like, I see why he had to do it this way.
Okay.
It made sense in the end.
Maybe I'll check it out.
You should, honestly. Yeah, fairy tale, it's worth it if you like that kind of stuff.
Hardback. I prefer hardback to paperback. How do you feel?
I agree. Yeah, I have some paperbacks over there.
So much more expensive, but so much it's worth it.
I mean, I read everything. I'm like, I bought a new Kindle during Prime Day. Because I travel, it makes more sense to me. The only books I buy now are when I see them at a yard sale for a good price.
That's fair.
So, for now, till I get rich.
You're not as big on collecting media like I am. Though.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely not. But I would love to have a library room someday. That is a dream of me.
This dude doesn't even have Breath of the Wild physically. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom physically.
I don't have either one physically. Oh, yeah, I had Breath of the Wild physically, and I gave it to GameStop like a dummy.
Dude.
Did you know that?
Come on. You and your, like, I got to get rid of everything shtick you went through a couple years ago.
That is the only one I ever regretted getting rid of.
I can't
But now there's no regrets because Tears of the Kingdom made Breath of the Wild basically obsolete.
My wife's playing Breath of the Wild. She's almost done. She got one more Divine Beast to go.
Well, she's going to see how obsolete it is soon.
That's what it's like. What? Where's all the crap?
Yeah, it feels empty. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy, everybody.